On September 4th, fitness influencer Li Weigang, who has over 4.8 million followers, decided to host a live stream where he fished with his fans. To make the event more exciting, he spent 22,800 yuan, over $3,000 to buy all the fish from a pond in Jingfeng Village, Hunan Province. However, things quickly went wrong, and a crowd of villagers swarmed the pond and grabbed the large fish, causing Li to lose 17,000 yuan. This incident gained widespread attention online, and the situation escalated across social media. In the live stream, you can see Li Weigang and his friends arriving at the pond to catch fish, only to find that villagers, armed with buckets and nets, scooped in to scoop up fish, taking them straight home. Earlier, some local villagers had asked if they could catch small fish and shrimp after Li and his team finished. Li generously said, "No problem. After we're done, you can catch the small fish, but don't take the big ones." To his surprise, the villagers ignored the small fish and went after the big, expensive ones like grass carp and black carp. As more and more villagers, most of them older, joined in, Li Weigang found himself helpless. He and his friends tried to stop the villagers, but with the crowd growing and people shouting, they were unable to control the situation. Villagers quickly took the prime spots and started hauling away the largest fish. Li described the scene as complete chaos. A few villagers waded into the muddy pond, grabbing large fish and placing them in their own containers without hesitation. Frustrated, Li Wengang remarked, "We couldn't control the situation. There were just too many of them." As the number of villagers increased, Li and his friends had no choice but to retreat to the shore and watch helplessly as most of the fish were taken away. Within minutes, the pond was almost empty, with only a few small, worthless fish left floating on the surface. Li's team managed to catch only some small fish and cheap white carp. To make matters worse, one elderly woman, unhappy with the few fish she had caught, walked over to demand more, specifically the larger fish, then left without a word of thanks. The greed on display was shocking. In the end, after calculating the weight and value of the remaining fish, Li realized that after paying 22,800 yuan for the pond, the remaining fish were worth only 4,800 yuan. Factoring in the cost of draining the pond, he found himself with a loss of 17,000 yuan. Li Weigang lamented, "This pond rental was an even bigger loss than last time. It's like we just treated the entire village to fish." The video quickly sparked outrage among his fans and netizens, who flooded the comment section condemning the villagers. Some said, "Now the whole of China knows that the people in this village can't afford to buy fish." Others were angry at Li's generosity, saying, "Not many in the village will thank you. They'll just be upset they didn't catch more than the others. Even if they all got fish, they'd complain it wasn't enough." As the controversy grew, the situation took a turn. On September 5th, the village party secretary in Jingfeng Village told the media that Li Weigang's video did not reflect the truth. The secretary said, "He invited the villagers to come and fish for free, but it turned into something else, and now it's damaging our reputation." The village reported the incident to the police, and an investigation was underway. In an unexpected twist, while Li Weigang intended to treat the entire village to fish, the villagers ended up serving him with a lawsuit. Shortly after, Li Weigang released another video to clarify.
Hello everyone, I'm Li Weigang. The video of me fishing in Jingfei Village has caused a lot of controversy. First, let me say that everything that happened in the fishing event was real, with no script. When renting a pond for fishing, you can't predict the outcome. I thought fishing would be a joyful and harmonious experience. But as soon as we started, villagers, mostly older men and women, joined in. I've never blamed them for this. I even said it didn't matter if I took a loss as long as everyone had fun. I never intended to tarnish the reputation of Jingfei Village, nor did I expect things to escalate this much. I saw some netizens post screenshots saying that the village plans to sue me, accusing me of staging the whole thing. I must clarify that everything was real, nothing was fabricated. I'm genuinely surprised by the impact this has had on Jingfei Village, and I deeply apologize.
Many netizens commented, "I may not know Li Weigang well, but I definitely know how these elderly villagers behave." Others joked, "The village secretary wants to save face, but he forgot that Li live-streamed the whole thing. If anyone is staging a show, it's the village. They deserve an Oscar." Another netizen remarked, "It's human nature. It was just a bunch of older folks grabbing fish, and no one's even holding them accountable. The village head's statement, though, is truly infuriating." Meanwhile, on the same day, another chaotic event occurred in Henan province. A video posted online showed citizens in Zhejiang village rushing into a supermarket after rumors spread that it was going out of business. People began grabbing everything in sight, eating and drinking as they went, leaving the store in complete disarray as if a massive storm had hit. Look at this, just look at this. The character of our people in Zhejiang, Henan, is on full display. The store has been completely trashed. In the footage, people were seen tearing open food packages and eating right there in the store. They were drinking beverages straight off the shelves, and the shelves were soon littered with empty bottles. It didn't stop there. Expensive liquor, too, was consumed on the spot, drinking it like it was soda. Many people filled their carts to the brim, and the supermarket shelves were wiped clean. The floor was covered with packaging and discarded products, leaving the store in a complete mess. According to local media, residents in Zhejiang heard rumors that the Happy Family supermarket was closing down. Fearing that the prepaid store cards would become useless, they rushed in on the afternoon of September 4th to buy whatever they could. But it wasn't just people with prepaid cards. Many others without cards took advantage of the chaos to feast and drink for free. One staff member described the scene. The customer traffic was nearly 100 times our usual numbers. People were packed shoulder to shoulder, with no room to move. We had to extend our hours from 9 a.m. until midnight. Local police were called in to prevent chaos and potential stampedes. A supermarket worker said,
The panic caused by rumors led our local customers to clear out the store. Most of them used their prepaid cards. There wasn't any theft or looting, but there were definitely a lot of people eating and drinking inside the store. About 50 police officers were dispatched. We're currently calculating the losses, and we plan to restock in the next couple of days, before reopening for business.
Currently, the supermarket's goods have been completely wiped out, and they're still calculating the losses. The supermarket has posted a notice stating that it will be closed for a few days starting September 6th and will reopen once they've restocked. On the afternoon of September 6th, a staff member from the Zhejiang County Market Supervision Bureau responded, saying that the rumor about the supermarket closing down was false, and they're currently handling the situation. On September 7th, the local cyberspace administration also released a statement refuting the rumor, and the supermarket had already reported the situation to the police. The account responsible for spreading the rumor has been called in for questioning. However, it seems there was some basis for the rumors about the supermarket's closure. According to information from Tianyancha, on August 28th, the Zhejiang Happy Family Trading Company, which owns the supermarket, had a new record of legal action against it, with an outstanding amount of 4.9 million yuan. The video showing looting has gone viral online, with many netizens criticizing the behavior. The supermarket was on the verge of closing for real. This is nothing short of banditry. Even if you have a store card, why not take items to the register? Why are people eating and drinking right in the store? Just because the supermarket might close doesn't mean you can loot it. The goods still belong to someone else, and they still need to be purchased. Elsewhere, theft seems to be happening out in the open. On September 6th, a woman went to the market to buy groceries. While the vendor wasn't looking, she slipped off one of her shoes and put on the vendor's shoes before walking off. One netizen pointed out, "Those shoes don't even look like they fit." Another responded, "Doesn't matter, the lady isn't picky. As big as the shoes are, her feet will fit just fine." Similarly, on September 8th, another video was posted by a netizen who said they were resting in their car. Due to the heat, they left their shoes outside the car. When they woke up, the shoes were gone. After checking the surveillance footage, they discovered that an elderly man passing by had stolen them. In another case, a man riding a tricycle was caught on camera, casually strolling down the street. When he saw a flower basket outside a newly opened shop, he stopped, covered it with a blanket, and calmly wheeled it away. Although the shop staff realized what was happening and tried to chase him, the man's speed on his tricycle was astonishing, and they couldn't catch up. Of course, grabbing discounted goods seems to be the real specialty of the elderly. On September 6th, at a supermarket in Fujian, sweet potatoes were being sold at a discount. As soon as they hit the shelves, they were snatched up in an instant. The person filming the scene remarked, "Wow, these elderly folks are amazing. It's the first time I've experienced what people mean when they talk about seniors grabbing discounted goods. One box is gone as soon as it arrives. I didn't manage to get a single one." No wonder they rush. After all, the price of sweet potatoes elsewhere is 2.5 yuan per half a kilo, but in the store, they're selling it for only a fifth of that. That kind of deal is just too good to pass up. When it comes to discounted items, the elderly don't hold back. Whether it's potatoes, onions, or anything else on sale, they grab it without hesitation, regardless of whether they actually need it. Recently, in Gushen, Anhui, durians were on sale at the Lianhua supermarket. The moment the sale started, elderly men and women rushed in like it was a martial arts tournament. A netizen who witnessed the scene said, "No matter how skilled you are or how fast your hands move, you're no match for China's grandmas." This is no exaggeration. The frenzy was so intense that some people lost their shoes, others tore their clothes, and many walked away with scratched arms and legs. One older woman even had a wound on her head. The netizen marveled. This wasn't just about grabbing durians, it was like they were fighting for their lives. One commenter added, "I went to the supermarket the other day, saw a crowd, and went over to take a look. The next thing I knew, my 180-pound self was squeezed so hard that I couldn't even feel my feet touching the ground, and it took me ages to find my flip-flops afterwards." At a supermarket's bread tasting event, elderly men and women didn't even wait for the bread to be sliced, they just grabbed it straight away. The staff kept saying, "I haven't sliced it yet." But the seniors went ahead and took the whole loaves to eat. Seeing this, others waiting in line got impatient and started grabbing the bread right off the cutting board. In no time, it was all gone. In Foshan, Guangdong, another supermarket ran a promotion where after 8 p.m., any unsold fruits and vegetables were free. This turned into yet another frenzy for the seniors. One netizen commented, "These are the same people who normally complain about back pain, leg pain, and all sorts of ailments, but when it comes to grabbing free stuff, they suddenly have no pain at all. They move quickly when it's all about free vegetables, but as soon as they get on the bus, they limp around and expect younger people to give up their seats." Another netizen replied, "Ah, so that's why. After the supermarket rush, they're too tired to stand on the bus." In Anhui, a department store was giving away free eggs for their grand opening. But before the store even opened, elderly men and women rushed to grab the eggs. They pushed and shoved each other, and in the chaos, nobody ended up with any eggs. Most of them got smashed, leaving the floor covered in egg yolk. One netizen joked, "They cracked the eggs before the store even opened. Not a good sign." Another added, "If any of these elderly folks fall or get hurt while grabbing eggs, the store would be in big trouble. These free giveaways are just too risky." At another store, instant noodles were being given away for free, and people were supposed to line up to receive them. But the seniors had no interest in following the rules. They just rushed in and grabbed the noodles. It was over 40 degrees Celsius that day, but the heat didn't stop the elderly from enthusiastically collecting free items. In Nanjing, during a promotion event at a pharmacy, free fans were being handed out at the entrance of the neighborhood. A group of elderly people swarmed the poor girl handing them out, pushing her from the street all the way into a garden. One elderly man and woman even got into an argument over a fan. The netizen quipped, "That's it, their friendship is over, all because of a free fan." In Suzhou, Anhui, two elderly people were caught in a bottle war as they fought over an empty bottle they found in a trash can. Bystanders were shocked, thinking, "It's just an empty bottle, why fight over it?" Another video shows an elderly person collecting cardboard boxes, but they didn't just take old boxes, they even grabbed unopened packages that weren't theirs. When confronted, they kept trying to take it anyway. During the high school exams in Xinjiang, Henan, a company was giving away free bottled water to students due to the hot weather. However, elderly men and women came and started grabbing the water meant for the students. Despite being told off by staff, they continued to take bottles, even filling up a large woven bag. "This water is for the students, but you're taking it home in a big bag? What's going on here? You've made multiple trips, taking 2 or 3 bottles each time. Look, now you've filled up an entire bag. This water was meant for the students, but what you're doing is unbelievable." During the high school exams in Lanzhou, Gansu, another scene of elderly people rushing to grab free items played out. A company was handing out free tote bags at the exam entrance for students, but elderly men and women swarmed in to take them. The woman distributing the bag barely managed to break free, only to be chased down by the seniors still demanding more bags. The situation turned chaotic. Local netizens complained, "It's so annoying. They're even taking the free water, snacks, and fruit meant for the students. They take everything and keep coming back for more. By the time the students come out, there's nothing left, and when you try to tell them, they act all entitled because of their age." In another incident, elderly women in a subway were seen using the air conditioning to cool off. To save on electricity at home, they rode the subway back and forth all day, lying across the seats and eating snacks, leaving their trash everywhere. When other passengers confronted them and asked them to stop, one elderly woman caused a scene, claiming she had heart problems and that if she fell ill, everyone on the train would be responsible. She even criticized young people for not being able to handle a little discomfort. The surrounding crowd, fed up, called the police. But even they couldn't do much in the face of such behavior. Netizens suggested canceling their pensions as a punishment for their actions. In Zhangzhou, Fujian, a heartbreaking scene unfolded when two elderly women took advantage of an elderly street vendor who was being harassed by city officials. As his balloon toys were scattered all over the ground, instead of helping, the women quickly snatched up the toys and walked away, clearly thrilled with their loot. Netizens were outraged, with many expressing anger that these women took advantage of someone already in a tough situation instead of lending a helping hand. In another case, a company event offering free balloons to children turned chaotic when a group of elderly people barged in and started grabbing the balloons. The young man in charge was overwhelmed, repeatedly asking them to stop, but the seniors ignored them and continued until all the balloons were gone. These incidents prompted a wave of reactions online, with some people remarking on the peculiar behavior of elderly Chinese people in such situations. They have become synonymous with being tough, loud, and hard to deal with, masters at arguing, and quick to grab anything free. Many believe this behavior stems from the difficult era in which they grew up, particularly during the Cultural Revolution, which has left a lasting impact on their mindset. As some say, it's not that the Chinese elders have become bad, but that the bad people have grown old.